This is Dan Larson. I'll be your host for today's Quiet Echo. We received a letter this week at the Cedar Valley News. I want to read it to you the way I read it to Rebecca straight through without interruption. Then I want to talk about it. The letter is from Margaret Hollis here in Cedar Valley. She wrote, I read something this week I cannot get out of my mind. A 74-year-old woman in Maywood, Illinois, Velma Lewis, lost her home. Her mother bought it in 1961. The family paid it off. It was theirs. Then sheriff's deputies arrived with a battering ram. Not because she committed a crime, because she fell behind on a $6,200 property tax bill and chose to fix her roof instead. Cook County auctioned her tax debt to a private investor. The investor took the deed to a home worth $180,000. Lewis walked away with nothing. I own my home. My husband and I paid it off 11 years ago. I thought it meant something. Now I am not sure it does. When I finished reading it to Rebecca, neither of us said anything for a while. Then Rebecca said, and this is why I married her right back. So I am writing back to Margaret and to everyone listening. Let me tell you what happened to Velma Lewis, because the details matter and they are worse than the summary. Her mother bought a two-flat in Maywood, Illinois in 1961, worked 2 jobs to pay for it, paid it off. When the mother died in 2008, the home passed to Velma. Free and clear, no mortgage, no bank, just a family and their house. About a decade ago, the roof started failing. Velma had a choice. Fix the roof or pay the $6,200 property tax bill. A leaking roof destroys a house from the inside. She chose the roof. She planned to catch up on the taxes. She was retired, living on Social Security. She was saving up. She ran out of time. Cook County auctioned her tax debt to a private investor, a man who has purchased thousands of tax liens worth tens of millions of dollars. The investor foreclosed and took the deed. Sheriff's deputies came to the door with a battering ram. They told Velma to get out. They asked if she had any guns. They told her to grab her medicine. She walked away from a $180,000 home with nothing. Here is what happened next, and this is the part I cannot stop thinking about. Velma Lewis, 74 years old, retired, living on Social Security, took out a 30-year mortgage to buy back her own mother's house from the investor who took it from her. At full market value, the home inspection found 88 code violations because the house had been broken into and stripped while she was gone. So on top of the $180,000 she paid, she now owes $80,000 in repairs. She is 77 now. She will be paying for her mother's house until she is over 100. She is not alone. Since 2019, more than 1,000 owner-occupied homes in Cook County have been taken through tax foreclosure. More than 125 belong to seniors. Half the cases started with debts of $1,600 or less. Some started over debts under $200. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled in 2023 this practice violates the Takings Clause of the Bill of Rights. Illinois remains the last state still doing it. A class action lawsuit is underway against Cook County. Now I am not arguing against paying taxes. I believe in civic responsibility. Schools need funding. Roads need maintenance. Cedar Valley depends on those things. I understand the system exists for a reason. But Margaret asked a question, and it deserves an honest answer. If you pay off your mortgage, who owns your house? The honest answer is not entirely you. Property tax never ends. Pay off the loan and the government bill remains. Every year, without exception, fall behind and the consequences are severe. In Illinois, they were final. There is a word for paying indefinitely on land you supposedly own. The word is rent. To be fair, replacing property tax revenue is complicated. I understand why legislators move slowly. The answer is not to stop funding schools. The answer is to examine a system allowing a $6,200 debt to erase $180,000 in generational wealth and ask whether the punishment fits. Rebecca and I raised our family in this house. Grace grew up here. The thought of deputies at the door over a tax bill, over a roof repair, a medical expense, a hard year is not abstract to me. It is personal. Margaret, it is personal to you too. Velma Lewis deserved better. So does every homeowner in Cedar Valley who believes paying off a mortgage means something. It should mean you own your home. This is Dan Larson, your host for today's Quiet Echo. Thanks for listening. Quiet Echo is part of the fictional Cedar Valley News series, written by Evan Swenson, publisher publication consultants, and Claude Marshall, AI developmental editor. While the people in town are fictional, the national events they reflect on are real. The front porch is open. Readers of the Cedar Valley News are gathering on Facebook to respond to the editorials, share their own stories, and join a conversation built on respect, honesty, and no party lines. Come sit with us. I will put the link in the show notes.
You've been listening to the Cedar Valley News Podcast, where small-town voices meet the headlines shaping our world. From faith and family to front porches and fields. We'll be back with more stories connecting real lives to real events. Until next time, keep your porch light on, your faith strong, and your heart open.